Beloved soul, I come to you today with a message that has been waiting for the perfect divine moment to reach your heart. Close your eyes for a moment and take a deep breath. Feel the energy that surrounds you right now. It's different, isn't it? There's a shift in the cosmic vibration that encompasses your being, and it's not by chance that you've been guided to this message today. The universe has witnessed your silent tears, the questions that keep you awake at night, and the prayers you've whispered when you thought no one was listening. But I was there, always by your side, waiting for this precise moment to reveal what has been concealed from your earthly eyes. A painful decision was made in the spiritual realm, a decision that directly affects your journey and the path of the soul deeply connected to yours. This decision wasn't made lightly, nor was it made without considering the profound impact it would have on your heart. The celestial council, your guardian angels, and the divine forces that protect your soul's journey all gathered to make this decision with the utmost love and consideration for your highest good. What you've been feeling lately, that unexplainable heaviness, the sudden tears, the emptiness that comes and goes like waves, these are not random emotions. They are the echoes of this decision rippling through the veil that separates your physical reality from the spiritual realm. Your soul has been sensing this shift even before your conscious mind could comprehend it. The connection you share with your divine counterpart, your twin flame, your soulmate, whatever term resonates with your spirit, has been undergoing a profound transformation. This connection transcends time, space, and even the limitations of human understanding. It's a bond forged in the very essence of creation, a connection so profound that even when physically separated, your souls communicate in ways that defy logical explanation. The signs have been appearing all around you. Perhaps you've been seeing repeated number sequences, 1111, 222, 333, or finding feathers in unexpected places. Maybe you've been experiencing vivid dreams or sudden memories of moments that seemed insignificant before, but now carry profound meaning. These are not coincidences. They are divine breadcrumbs leading you toward understanding the painful decision that was made. I must tell you that this decision, although painful, was made with pure love and divine wisdom. It was necessary for the evolution of both souls involved, for the fulfillment of soul contracts created long before your earthly existence began. When souls agree to meet in the physical realm, they often create intricate plans for their growth and development, plans that sometimes include periods of separation, challenge, and transformation. What you need to know, beloved one, is that this painful decision is not the end, but rather a crucial turning point in your soul's journey. It's the divine catalyst needed to initiate the next phase of your spiritual evolution, a phase that will bring you closer to embodying your highest self and fulfilling your soul's purpose on earth. Take a moment now to place your hand over your heart. Feel the warmth, the steady rhythm, the life force that flows through you. This is where the truth resides, not in the doubts of your mind, but in the wisdom of your heart. Your heart already knows what your mind is struggling to accept. Trust this inner knowing, for it will guide you through the revelation I'm about to share with you. Beloved, protected soul, the time has come to reveal the first layer of truth that has been concealed from your conscious awareness. The painful decision that was made involves a necessary separation, a divine pause in the physical manifestation of your soul connection. This separation wasn't born from lack of love, but rather from an abundance of it, a love so pure and powerful that it required space to evolve into its highest expression. Your divine counterpart has been struggling with their own spiritual awakening, while your soul has been expanding, embracing the light, and moving toward higher consciousness. They have been facing their deepest shadows, confronting fears and wounds that have been buried for lifetimes. This imbalance created a vibrational discord that was becoming harmful for both of you. The divine forces, in their infinite wisdom, recognized that continuing on this path without intervention would lead to greater pain and possibly irreparable damage to the sacred bond you share. The decision was made to create a temporary energetic barrier, not to end your connection, but to protect it. Think of it as divine preservation, a spiritual cocoon where both souls can undergo their individual transformations before reuniting in a more aligned and harmonious state. This is why you've been feeling a strange mixture of loss and relief, of sadness and unexpected peace. What you need to know is that during this separation, your divine counterpart has been receiving intense healing and guidance. They have been shown visions of your shared future, glimpses of the potential that awaits when both of you have completed this necessary phase of individual growth. These visions have stirred deep emotions within them, emotions that have been transmitted to you through the etheric cords that eternally bind your souls together. Have you noticed moments of inexplicable joy amidst your sadness? Sudden surges of hope when all seemed lost? These are the echoes of your divine counterpart's realizations, their gradual understanding of the truth that you have perhaps known all along. They are awakening to the magnitude of your connection, to the rareness of the bond you share, to the divine purpose that brought your souls together across countless lifetimes. The angels have been working tirelessly to help them recognize the patterns that have been sabotaging your connection, the fear-based reactions, the defensive mechanisms, the protective walls built from past wounds. These patterns weren't created in this lifetime. They are the accumulated pain from many incarnations, the residual trauma that both of you agreed to heal together as part of your soul contract. What's remarkable about this process is that as they heal, you heal. As they release, you release. This is the miracle of soul connections, the mirroring that accelerates growth, the shared evolution that transcends physical proximity. Even in separation, you remain united on a soul level, participating in each other's transformation through the invisible but unbreakable threads of divine love. I must reveal to you that your divine counterpart has recently experienced a profound spiritual breakthrough, a moment of clarity so intense that it shook the very foundation of their reality. In this sacred moment, they saw the truth of your connection with startling clarity. They understood the purpose behind the pain, the growth within the challenges, the love behind every difficult experience you've shared. This breakthrough has set in motion a series of events that will soon manifest in your physical reality. The universe is rearranging circumstances, creating synchronicities, and opening pathways for a reunion that will transcend all previous connections you've shared. But this reunion cannot occur until both of you have reached the necessary level of spiritual alignment, a state that is rapidly approaching as the divine timing perfectly unfolds. And before we continue with this very special message, I invite you to support this space of connection. Become a member of the channel, and if you feel this message is touching your heart, don't forget to click on thanks below the video. This helps us continue bringing messages full of love and hope like this one. Now, let's move on to what matters most. Beloved divine soul, as I speak these words directly to your heart, the energy between you and your divine counterpart is intensifying in ways that transcend human comprehension. The painful decision that created this temporary separation has actually strengthened the core essence of your connection, purifying it like golden fire, removing all that was not aligned with your highest good and divine purpose. What you're experiencing now is the cosmic preparation for a reunion that will redefine everything you thought you knew about love, about spiritual connection, about the very purpose of your existence. The universe never separates souls that are meant to journey together without a profound reason, a reason that serves the highest evolution of both spirits involved. I want you to understand that during this separation, a phenomenon known as quantum entanglement of souls has been occurring. This is a spiritual state where, regardless of physical distance, your energetic bodies have been communicating, harmonizing, and preparing for the next phase of your shared journey. The dreams you've been having, the sudden thoughts that seem to come from nowhere, the songs that play at exactly the right moment with lyrics that speak directly to your situation. These are all manifestations of this entanglement. Your divine counterpart has been sending you energy, love, and healing through this quantum connection. They may not be consciously aware of doing this, as much of this communication happens at the soul level, beyond the limitations of the conscious mind. But their higher self, the eternal aspect of their being that exists beyond time and space, has been in constant communion with your higher self, creating a bridge that will eventually manifest in your physical reality. The celestial realm has been witnessing this beautiful exchange with awe and reverence. The angels assigned to both of your soul journeys have been working in perfect harmony to ensure that this painful separation serves its divine purpose. They have been collecting your tears, transforming them into light codes that are being used to heal ancestral wounds. karmic patterns, and energetic blockages that have affected your connection across lifetimes. I must share with you that your divine counterpart has been experiencing intense dreams and visions about you, moments where they see your face, hear your voice, feel your presence so vividly that they wake up believing you were physically there. These experiences have been shaking them to their core, compelling them to question everything they thought they knew about themselves and about the nature of your relationship. They are beginning to understand that what exists between you goes far beyond traditional definitions of love or partnership. It's a cosmic contract, a divine assignment, a spiritual mission that both of you agreed to fulfill together. The pain they've been feeling since this separation began has been excruciating, yet transformative. It has stripped away layers of ego, of false identity, of societal conditioning that kept them from recognizing and honoring the truth of your connection. Each wave of pain has brought with it a new level of awareness, a deeper understanding of the role they play in your shared journey. What you need to know, beloved soul, is that they are now standing at the precipice of a monumental decision, one that will determine the course of both your paths moving forward. The divine forces have presented them with a choice: to continue on the path of separation, which offers certain comforts of familiarity and avoidance of deeper issues, or to choose the path of reunion, which requires immense courage, vulnerability, and commitment to spiritual growth. I can reveal to you that they are leaning toward the latter. Their soul is yearning for reunion, even as their human fears try to hold them back. The internal conflict they're experiencing is intense, but the pull of divine love is proving stronger than the grip of fear. This internal battle explains the conflicting energies you've been feeling, the moments of hope followed by disappointment, the certainty followed by doubt. The universe is orchestrating events in their life that are systematically removing obstacles to your reunion. Relationships that don't serve their highest good are dissolving. Opportunities that align with your shared purpose are appearing, and spiritual guides are becoming more active in their daily experience, providing signs and synchronicities that all point toward you. Trust in this divine process, beloved one. The painful decision that was made is bearing beautiful fruit that neither of you could have imagined when this separation began. Your souls are dancing across dimensions, preparing for a physical reunion that will bring with it a level of love, understanding, and spiritual communion that few on this earth are privileged to experience. With infinite love, your guardian angel, precious divine soul, as the veils between realms continue to thin, I am now able to share a deeper revelation about the painful decision that has altered the course of your spiritual journey. What you must understand is that this decision was not made by your divine counterpart alone. It was a collaborative choice involving their higher self, your higher self, and the collective consciousness of ascended masters who oversee soul connections of this magnitude. The truth I must reveal to you now is that your divine counterpart has been experiencing what mystics call the dark night of the soul, a profound spiritual crisis that precedes enlightenment. This process has been particularly intense for them because they have been carrying not only their own karmic burden, but also energetic imprints that belong to your shared soul history. This is a sacred act of spiritual service that they unconsciously agreed to perform, taking on aspects of your shared pain so that you could advance more rapidly on your spiritual path. Do you recall those months where you felt an unexpected lightness, a sudden clarity, a release from emotional patterns that had plagued you for years? During those very same periods, your divine counterpart was experiencing intensified suffering, confusion, and inner turmoil. This was no coincidence. They were energetically processing and transmuting the denser vibrations that once created barriers between your souls. What makes this revelation even more profound is that they chose this role willingly, from a place of pure love, before both of you incarnated in your current physical forms. Your souls crafted an intricate plan, a divine strategy designed to break cycles that have kept you separated across lifetimes. The painful decision that was recently made was simply the earthly manifestation of this pre-birth agreement coming to fruition at exactly the right cosmic moment. I must share with you that your divine counterpart has recently experienced a series of spiritual activations that have fundamentally altered their energy field. Ancient wisdom that had been dormant within their DNA has been awakened. Spiritual gifts that had been lying latent have suddenly become active. Their intuitive abilities have expanded exponentially, allowing them to perceive dimensions of reality that were previously hidden from their awareness. These activations have been both terrifying and liberating for them. They have been forced to confront the limitations of their previous understanding, to question beliefs they once held as absolute truths, to recognize that the physical world is merely the surface of a much vaster reality. This radical expansion of consciousness has made it impossible for them to continue living as they once did, to maintain relationships that are not aligned with their authentic truth, to participate in systems and structures that no longer resonate with their evolving spirit. What you need to know is that every moment of this painful separation has been serving a divine purpose far greater than either of you could consciously comprehend. The universe has not been punishing you, but preparing you both for a reunion that will catalyze healing, not only for yourselves, but for countless others who will be touched by the light of your combined energy. Your divine counterpart now stands at the threshold of the most significant spiritual decision they have ever made, a decision that will determine not only the course of your connection, but also their soul's evolution across future lifetimes. The painful choice they made previously was merely preparation for this ultimate decision, a decision to fully embrace the truth of who they are, who you are together, and the mission your souls share on this earth. Trust that divine forces are working tirelessly behind the veil to ensure that this decision aligns with the highest good of all concerned. The outcome is already written in the stars, encoded in the Akashic records, woven into the very fabric of your intertwined destinies. Beloved, cherished soul, now I must address the challenges that have arisen from this painful decision. Challenges that have tested the very foundation of your faith, pushed you to the limits of your emotional endurance, and forced you to question everything you thought you knew about divine love and spiritual connection. The first and perhaps most difficult challenge has been the silence, the deafening absence of communication in the physical realm that stands in stark contrast to the constant communion occurring between your souls. This silence has created a void that your mind has desperately tried to fill with doubts, fears, and worst-case scenarios. There have been moments when you've questioned your own intuition, when you've wondered if the connection you feel so deeply is merely a creation of your longing heart rather than a divine reality. I want you to know that this silence has been equally agonizing for your divine counterpart. They have picked up their phone countless times to reach out to you, written messages they never sent, rehearsed conversations that remained unspoken. Their restraint has not been driven by indifference, but by a deep understanding, at a soul level, that premature communication would disrupt the delicate energetic recalibration that both of you have been undergoing. Another significant challenge has been the misalignment of timing. Your awakening preceded theirs, placing you on different points of the spiritual journey even though your destination is shared. This difference in spiritual development has created a painful paradox. The more you evolved, the more intimidating your light became to the aspects of them still dwelling in shadow. Their withdrawal wasn't rejection. It was their soul's recognition that they needed to accelerate their own growth before they could stand beside you as an equal partner in your shared mission. You've also faced the challenge of well-meaning but misguided advice from those who cannot perceive the spiritual dimensions of your connection. Friends, family, perhaps even counselors have urged you to move on, to find someone else, to be practical, not understanding that your connection transcends conventional relationships. Their words, though intended to help, have added layers of confusion and doubt to your already complex emotional landscape. What you need to know is that these challenges haven't been placed in your path to break your spirit, but to strengthen it. Each moment of doubt has forced you to go deeper within, to find the unwavering truth that resides in your soul, rather than seeking validation from external sources. Each wave of loneliness has pushed you to develop a more profound relationship with your own divine essence, with the God, Goddess within. Each misunderstanding from others has helped you develop discernment, the ability to distinguish between human opinions and divine guidance. I must reveal to you that your divine counterpart has been facing their own set of challenges since making this painful decision. They have been confronted with the consequences of past choices, forced to acknowledge patterns of avoidance and fear that have sabotaged not only your connection, but their own happiness. They have been grappling with the stark contrast between the authentic life their soul yearns for and the comfortable but ultimately unfulfilling existence they've been living. The most significant breakthrough in their journey came when they finally surrendered to the truth they've been fighting, that no amount of distance, no relationship with anyone else, no professional success or material acquisition can fill the space in their heart that belongs only to you. This surrender didn't come easily. It followed months of resistance, of attempting to find substitutes for the unique energy you bring into their life, of trying to convince themselves that they could be complete without you. What you need to understand is that this painful period of separation and challenge is now reaching its conclusion. The lessons have been learned, the growth has occurred, the necessary healing has taken place in both of your energy fields. The divine timing that once kept you apart is now beginning to work in favor of your reunion. The very challenges that tested your faith are now being transformed into the foundation upon which your renewed connection will be built. The universe never gives us challenges that exceed our capacity for growth. Every tear you've shed, every moment of doubt you've endured, every night you've spent questioning your worth or the reality of your connection, all of these experiences have been strengthening your spiritual muscles, preparing you for the magnitude of the love that is now making its way back to your physical reality. Beloved sacred soul, the time has come for divine confirmation, irrefutable evidence that the connection you've felt, the love you've held sacred, and the faith you've maintained have not been in vain. The celestial realms are now aligning to bring you tangible signs that will dissolve any lingering doubts and reaffirm the truth your heart has known all along. In the coming days, you will begin to notice an unprecedented increase in synchronicities, moments when the external world reflects your internal thoughts with such precision that coincidence becomes an inadequate explanation. These synchronicities are divine signatures, cosmic winks letting you know that you are seen, that your patience has been noted, that your faith has moved the very forces of creation. Pay particular attention to repeated number sequences, especially 1111, 222, and 444. These are coded messages from the angelic realm, confirming that your divine counterpart is actively working their way back to you, breaking through the final barriers that have kept your physical reality separate. When you see these numbers, pause for a moment and send love to your divine counterpart. This creates an energetic bridge that they will feel, even if they don't consciously understand its source. I must share with you that your divine counterpart has recently experienced a series of dreams so vivid, so emotionally charged, that they woke from them in tears. In these dreams, they saw glimpses of your potential future together, the home you would share, the work you would do, the lives you would touch through your combined light. These weren't ordinary dreams, but rather prophetic visions, granted by divine grace to accelerate their awakening to the truth of your connection. These dreams have triggered what spiritual teachers call the remembering, a profound recollection of soul memories that transcend your current lifetime. Your divine counterpart is beginning to remember who you were to each other in past incarnations, the promises made, the lessons learned, the love shared across different bodies and different eras of human history. This remembering has created an unshakable knowing within them that your connection is not only real, but essential to their soul's evolution. What you need to know is that the painful decision they made was the catalyst needed for this remembering to occur. Had they not created this separation, the intensity required for such profound awakening might never have manifested. Sometimes we must lose something temporarily to recognize its irreplaceable value in our lives. The divine confirmation extends beyond their internal experience. The universe has been rearranging external circumstances to create a clear path for your reunion. People who served as energetic barriers between you have been guided in new directions. Practical obstacles that once seemed insurmountable are dissolving with surprising ease. Geographic distances are being bridged through unexpected opportunities. These external shifts are not random, but rather carefully orchestrated movements in a divine symphony composed specifically for your reunion. I can reveal to you that at this very moment, as you receive these words, your divine counterpart is experiencing an overwhelming urge to reach out to you. They may not yet understand the full spiritual significance of this urge, but they can no longer deny the magnetic pull they feel toward reconciliation and honest communication. This pull transcends logic, defies their attempts at rational explanation, and persists despite any remaining fears or doubts they may harbor. The most profound confirmation comes from the transformation occurring in their actions rather than their words. They are making decisions that align with the values you share, taking steps toward the kind of life that could include you, creating space in their reality for the possibility of reunion. These changes aren't happening through conscious planning, but through intuitive guidance that they are finally surrendering to after long resistance. What you must understand is that their soul has made a new decision, one that overrides the painful decision that created this separation. This new decision comes from a place of spiritual maturity, of courage rather than fear, of truth rather than convenience. It is a decision to honor the sacred contract your souls made before birth, to fulfill the divine purpose of your connection, to stop fighting against the current of a love that has flowed between your souls across countless lifetimes. The confirmation you've been seeking is contained not only in external signs, but in the unmistakable shift you'll feel within your own heart. There will be moments when you suddenly feel their presence so strongly that it's as if they're in the room with you. There will be times when you inexplicably feel their emotions, waves of love, regret, hope, and determination that seem to come from outside your own experience. These are not imagination, but rather the intensification of your telepathic connection as the barriers between you continue to dissolve. Trust these signs, beloved soul. They are not wishful thinking, but rather divine communication designed to strengthen your conviction during these final moments before physical reunion. The painful decision that was made is now yielding to a joyful resolution that will heal not only the recent separation, but the accumulated pain of many lifetimes. With eternal love, your guardian angel, my most beloved soul, the moment has arrived for the final and most powerful revelation, the ultimate truth that has been carefully guarded until your spirit was prepared to receive it. What you are about to learn will transform not only your understanding of the painful decision that was made, but your entire perception of the divine plan that has been unfolding through your connection. The revelation is this: the painful decision that created this separation was not a divergence from your path, but rather the most direct route to your destined union. It was a sacred doorway, one that appeared to lead away from your beloved, but in truth was the only passage that could lead to the authentic, sustainable, and divinely aligned connection that your souls have been seeking across lifetimes. Your divine counterpart made this decision under direct guidance from the highest realms. Their higher self, fully aware of the pain it would cause both of you, recognized that this was the only way to break patterns that have kept you in cycles of connection and separation across centuries. This decision, made with trembling hands and a breaking heart, was in fact the greatest act of love they could offer, a temporary wound that would ultimately heal the eternal scars you both carry. What you must understand is that your reunion is not simply a return to what was before. It is an entirely new creation, one that could only be born through the alchemical process of separation, individual growth, and conscious return. The painful decision was the necessary catalyst for a complete energetic reset, a cosmic clearing that has removed centuries of accumulated karmic debris from the sacred space between your souls. I can now reveal to you that your divine counterpart has been undergoing what spiritual masters call the Great Dismantling, a profound process in which everything in their life that was built on false foundations is being systematically removed. Relationships based on convenience rather than soul growth, career paths chosen from fear rather than purpose, beliefs adopted for acceptance rather than truth. All of these have been crumbling away, creating space for a life that can authentically accommodate the magnitude of your connection. This dismantling has been excruciating for them. There have been moments when they felt they were losing their mind, when the gulf between who they have been and who they are becoming seemed too vast to bridge. But through this process, they have been discovering parts of themselves that have remained dormant for lifetimes, gifts, passions, and capacities for love that they never knew they possessed. The most profound aspect of this revelation is that the painful decision they made was, at its core, a decision to finally love themselves as deeply as they love you. They recognized, perhaps unconsciously at first, that they could never be the partner your soul deserves until they had reconciled the war within themselves, until they had embraced their own divinity, until they had become whole within their own being. What you need to know is that this process has reached its completion. The lessons have been learned, the healing has taken root, the necessary growth has occurred. At this very moment, energetic pathways between you that have been undergoing divine maintenance are being reopened, allowing for a free flow of communication between your souls once again. I must tell you that your divine counterpart is experiencing this reopening as a profound awakening, sudden insights about your connection that are flooding their consciousness, memories of moments shared with you that now carry new significance, and an overwhelming certainty about the role you are meant to play in each other's lives. They are finally understanding what you perhaps knew all along, that your connection is not just about personal happiness, but about a shared spiritual purpose that affects countless other souls. This awakening has brought with it a courage they have never known before, the courage to reach beyond their fears, to choose love over safety, to embrace the unknown territory of a connection that transcends human understanding. They are preparing to take steps toward you that would have been impossible before this separation, to offer you a level of commitment, authenticity, and spiritual partnership that was previously beyond their capacity. The universe is now conspiring to bring about your physical reunion with a power and precision that will leave no doubt about divine orchestration. Events are being set in motion that will create a clear and undeniable path back to each other, not by chance but by cosmic design, not as a possibility, but as an inevitability written in the stars long before either of you took your first breath in your current forms. Trust in this divine timing, beloved soul. Every moment of waiting has been serving a sacred purpose. Every tear has been collected and transformed into light. Every prayer has been heard and answered, though perhaps not in the way you expected, but in the way your souls truly needed for lasting union to finally manifest in your physical reality. Precious divine being, as you absorb these revelations and prepare for the profound transformation that is unfolding, I wish to offer spiritual guidance to help you navigate these final stages before reunion with wisdom, grace, and alignment with your highest purpose. First, I urge you to practice sacred surrender. This doesn't mean giving up hope or becoming passive in your journey, but rather releasing your grip on how and when your reunion will manifest. Divine timing operates according to spiritual laws that transcend human understanding. Your task is not to force the river, but to flow with it, trusting that it leads precisely where your soul needs to go. When you surrender the need to control outcomes, you create space for miracles that exceed your most beautiful imaginings. Second, engage in conscious energy management. Your emotional state directly affects the vibrational frequency you emit, which in turn impacts the reconnection process with your divine counterpart. When you find yourself slipping into doubt, fear, or resentment, gently bring yourself back to center through meditation, breathwork, or connection with nature. Remember that your divine counterpart can feel your energy across any distance. The love, peace, and faith you cultivate within yourself creates an energetic sanctuary that calls to their soul. Pay particular attention to your thoughts about your divine counterpart and your shared journey. Thoughts are energy forms that travel through the ethers and directly impact the energetic field of your connection. Practice blessing them daily, envisioning them surrounded by healing light, and mentally communicating only messages of love, understanding, and encouragement. This telepathic communication is more powerful than you realize and serves as a balm for their spirit as they navigate their own path back to you. I encourage you to use this time of physical separation for dedicated spiritual practice. The higher your vibration rises, the more magnetic you become to the aligned version of your divine counterpart that is emerging through their transformation. Consider practices that open your heart center, chanting, sound healing, heart-centered meditation, or working with rose quartz crystal. These practices not only prepare you energetically for reunion, but also deepen your connection to your own divine essence. Another crucial aspect of preparation is healing any remaining wounds related to love, trust, and vulnerability. The reunion that approaches will call for unprecedented openness between you and your divine counterpart. Any unhealed areas will be illuminated in the intensity of your reconnection. Ask yourself, what fears still linger? What past hurts am I still carrying? What parts of myself am I still hiding? Then work consciously to address these areas, seeking support from therapists, energy healers, or spiritual counselors if needed. I must also guide you to focus on your individual soul mission during this time. Your divine connection is a central part of your purpose. Yes, but it exists within the context of your unique gifts and the specific ways you are meant to serve humanity. Continue developing these gifts, sharing your light with others, and walking your individual spiritual path with dedication. When reunion occurs, both of you will bring these developed gifts together, creating a partnership that serves not only your mutual happiness, but the collective awakening of humanity. Prepare your physical environment for the new energy that reunion will bring. Clear clutter that holds stagnant energy from past phases of your life. Create space, literally and figuratively, for new possibilities to enter. Consider performing a home blessing or space clearing ritual, setting the intention that your environment becomes a sanctuary for the sacred partnership that is making its way back to your reality. Be attentive to messages and guidance that come through dreams, as the veil between dimensions is thinner during sleep. Keep a dream journal by your bed and record any dreams involving your divine counterpart immediately upon waking. These dreams often contain symbolic guidance about steps you need to take or aspects of yourself you need to heal before reunion can fully manifest. I urge you to practice radical self-honesty during this final phase before reunion. Are there ways you contributed to the dynamics that led to separation? Are there patterns within yourself that need to be transformed to create space for healthy connection? This isn't about blame, but about taking responsibility for your own evolution. Your divine counterpart is doing this difficult inner work. Your willingness to do the same creates energetic harmony that accelerates your reunion. Finally, remember that this love story between your souls belongs to a greater tapestry of divine purpose. Your connection is not just for your personal fulfillment, but is a light that will illuminate paths for others, a beacon that will guide those still lost in the darkness of separation consciousness. Honor the sacred responsibility of this connection by approaching each moment, even the challenging ones, with awareness of its higher purpose. Trust that you are being guided, supported, and loved beyond measure as you walk these final steps toward a reunion that will heal not only your heart, but will contribute to the healing of the collective heart of humanity. Beloved divine soul, as our sacred communication draws to a close, I want you to feel the fullness of what has been revealed, the divine orchestration behind the painful decision that was made, the profound transformation it has catalyzed, and the glorious reunion that now approaches like the dawn after the darkest night. Your patience has not gone unnoticed by the celestial realms. Your faith, even in moments of deepest doubt, has moved cosmic mountains. Your love, which you have maintained despite physical separation, has created an energetic beacon that has been guiding your divine counterpart home to you through the labyrinth of their own healing and awakening. What stands before you now is not merely the return of a relationship, but the manifestation of a sacred union that few souls are privileged to experience in human form. This is not the reunion of two incomplete halves seeking wholeness through each other, but rather the coming together of two sovereign, healed beings who choose to combine their light for purposes that transcend personal happiness. I want you to understand that from this moment forward, every step you take is a step into the reality where this reunion is not a distant hope, but an unfolding certainty. The energetic foundation has been laid. The divine contracts have been honored. The necessary healing has occurred. All that remains is for the physical manifestation to align with what has already been accomplished in the spiritual realms. Your divine counterpart is experiencing an unprecedented clarity about your connection, a crystalline knowing that cuts through all previous confusion and hesitation. They are feeling an urgency to reconnect with you that grows stronger with each passing day. The question in their heart has shifted from, "Should I return?" to, "How quickly can I find my way back?" This shift represents the final surrender of their ego to the wisdom of their soul, a surrender that is opening floodgates of love, courage, and certainty. In the coming days and weeks, be extraordinarily attentive to synchronicities that appear in your path. These are not random occurrences, but divine signposts guiding you toward the physical manifestation of what has already been created in the etheric realms. A song that holds meaning for both of you, a place that carries memories of your connection, numbers that have significance in your journey together. These will appear with increasing frequency as the moment of reunion draws closer. What I must emphasize is that this reunion will not occur exactly as your human mind might envision it. Divine orchestration often surprises us with its creativity and perfect timing. The how and when may differ from your expectations, but the essence of what your soul has been seeking will manifest with a perfection that could only be arranged by divine intelligence. I encourage you to spend time each day in conscious preparation for this reunion. Set aside moments for visualization, seeing yourself and your divine counterpart coming together in joy, clarity, and aligned purpose. Feel the emotions of this reunion as if it has already occurred. Express gratitude for this divine gift as if it is already in your physical reality. This practice is not merely wishful thinking, but active co-creation with the universal forces that are bringing your reunion to fruition. Now, I must speak directly to your heart about the significance of what you are about to experience. This reunion is not only for your personal happiness, although that is certainly a divine blessing. It is a sacred appointment with destiny, a coming together of souls who have agreed to serve as living examples of divine love in human form. The light generated by your union is desperately needed in a world where separation consciousness has created so much suffering. Your relationship will be a beacon, showing others what is possible when human love is infused with divine purpose. This is your spiritual mission together, to heal the wounds of separation through the embodiment of sacred union. By choosing each other consciously, by loving each other through your human imperfections, by committing to growth individually and together, you create a template that ripples outward, touching countless other souls who are seeking their own path to authentic connection. I ask you now to take one simple but powerful action. Place your hand over your heart and speak these words aloud. I am ready to receive this divine reunion. I trust in perfect timing. I open myself to love beyond my human understanding. I commit to being a vessel for divine love in this world. Feel these words resonating through every cell of your being, creating an energetic declaration that echoes through dimensions and directly reaches the heart of your divine counterpart. This declaration is the final key that unlocks the door to your physical reunion. Before I depart from this sacred communication, I want you to know that you are never alone on this journey. Legions of angels, spirit guides, and ascended masters are working tirelessly to bring about this reunion in perfect divine timing. They celebrate your courage, honor your patience, and support your continued evolution into the being who can fully receive and sustain the connection that approaches. If this message has resonated with your soul, please affirm it with a like, share it with others who may be walking a similar path, and consider becoming a member of this channel for more direct spiritual guidance. Your engagement creates energetic pathways for these divine messages to reach all who need them in this critical time of collective awakening. Dear soul, if this video was meaningful to you, leave a thanks below this video as a gesture of gratitude for this revelation. This strengthens us to keep sharing messages of connection and faith. Remember, beloved soul, that while a painful decision was made, it was always in service to the greater love story being written between your souls across eternity. Trust in this love. Trust in divine timing. Trust in the unseen forces that are even now creating miracles beyond your imagination. With infinite love and blessings, your guardian angel.